A big, bulky and heavy SUV is what comes to the mind when one thinks of the Audi Q7, right? Well, not anymore. Towards the end of last year, Audi India launched the all-new Q7, which compared to its predecessor is lighter, stronger, cleaner, smarter, politer, sleeker. Well, there's a lot to talk about this new Q7. So let's get an insight into what's new in this Audi. So let's start off with the most visible change on the new Q7, the design. As you can see, Audi engineers have done away with the old Q7's design of being a bulbous and a swelled vehicle. Instead, they have gone in for a more sleeker design which looks aesthetically well proportioned. The sharp creases and a smarter design helps the new Q7 get rid of the visual hulk of mass the older model carried around. Those looking for SUVs that look big and bulky might not be fond of the new design, but I surely like it a lot more than the older one. Besides looking lighter, the new Q7 has actually undergone a serious weight loss program. Compared to the older Q7, the new model is lighter by more than 320 kilograms, which is a lot. Of this total of 320 kilograms, the chassis alone accounts for a 100 kilogram weight reduction. Now we know that Audi has traditionally been great with aluminium and using aluminium for lightweighting its vehicles, but this again, on this segment of a vehicle, is a serious weight loss. On the new Q7, one can also find the Matrix LED headlamps, which not only look dynamic but offers better illumination and doesn't blind oncoming motorists, which is something many people love doing on the roads in our country. The new Q7 with Matrix technology will not allow them to do so, hence it's smarter. The fact that it's about 35mm shorter, 15mm narrower and sits 3mm lower than the previous model highlights the focus on fuel efficiency and handling. The story continues from the side and extends to the rear. Both of these angles are a lot more sharper than the older Q7, and overall there is a sense of dynamism in the design. While the older Q7 was more of an intimidating design, the new one is a lot more kinetic, I would say. So let's go and drive this on the road and check how dynamic it really is. The updated 3-litre V6 TDI engine is at present the only engine on offer in the Q7 in India. At about 249 horsepower and 600 Newton meters of torque, this engine is not only more powerful than the older unit, it has a lot lesser weight to carry around as well. This entirely changes the performance paradigm of this vehicle. For anyone who's driven the older 3-litre Q7, the power bump up will be instantly identifiable. Off the line, the Q7 hurls its mass with urgency, and one of the most important improvements I noticed while pushing this vehicle was the impressive reduction in NVH levels, which stands for noise, vibration and harshness level. Even when caning the motor to redline, the engine doesn't sound rough and is exceptionally smooth at cruising speeds. Adding to the driving fun and to Audi's quest for higher fuel efficiency is the 8-speed automatic transmission. Although not a dual clutch unit, the stock converter transmission offers quick shifts and is quite responsive to kickdowns. Now when it comes to handling, the old Q7 impressed us with the way it carried its mass around corners. But this new one, it's in a different league altogether. And this is down to a well-balanced chassis, nicely set up suspension, and of course, the lesser weight. Acting as a central nerve connecting these systems together and putting down all that power in a usable yet fun manner is the good old Quattro technology. Channeling power to all wheels and shifting it between the four of them as per the situation demands, this ensures the Q7 goes around corners a lot better than its massive physical footprint suggests. Push it really hard though, and the weight does tend to show off as the Q7 struggles to fight understeer. There's also some body roll, which is down to a soft setup of the air suspension, the benefits of which I'll highlight in a few seconds. If you intend to go off-road with the Q7, which most owners won't, but for those who would, there's a lot to rejoice. There's an off-road mode in the vehicle now, which when activated, lifts the vehicle, raising its height by about 60 millimeters. This should make it easier to overcome high objects, and helping you traverse inclines with ease is the hill descent control, which helps you gently roll down a hill. We've just come back from doing a bit of off-roading on the new Q7, and as you can see, it's a little dirty, so are we, and it's time now to go and check the cabin inside. As you can see, the cabin of the new Q7 is adoringly well appointed, and the airy feel of the cabin just elevates the entire experience of being inside it. Now, if you look at the front seats and the driver's seat that I'm in, it's a comfortable seat. It offers good all-round support, and there's a lot of headroom, and finding the right driving position is very easy on these electrically adjustable seats. There are many impressive touches which lift the ambience of this cabin, like air vents, for instance. They run along the length of the dashboard, adding to the upmarket feel. There are also these small lamps inside the cabin which operate just by touching them. A key highlight of the cabin is the instrument cluster, which Audi calls as Audi Virtual Cockpit. The huge display area in here can be customized to show information such as navigation, speed, engine RPM, driving range, time, etc. All of it in one go. And not a bit of it looks cluttered. It in fact is a treat to watch how beautiful monotonous maps can look, and the fact that they are placed below the driver's line of vision means less need to take the eyes off the road. So now we're in the middle row of the Q7, and as you can see, I have the driver's seat stretched back to my preference, and I'm 5 feet 8 inches, 172 centimeters, and after this I still have ample space, ample legroom. There's a lot of headroom. Headroom shouldn't be a concern even for people taller than me. In case there's someone who's a 6 foot person or above, there is an option to manually adjust the seat, take it to the farthest point. This would, however, affect the space at the last row. There's also the option of reclining the backrest. So if I have this at the maximum position, you can see it's a very comfortable place to be in. So now I'm at the last row of the Q7, and as you can see, it's not a place where I'm very comfortable. There's almost no space between my knees and the front seats. My legs are placed at quite a high angle, so that's not comfortable either. In terms of incline, the backrest incline, it's not sufficient. Not the seat where anyone would want to be for more than a few minutes. A lot of people say that this is suitable for children, but we at Autotech Review always maintain that children should never be placed at the last row. It's simply not safe. And Audi also calls this a 7-seater, but there's a catch to it. If you can see, the spare wheel has been mounted inside the cabin, which is a bit strange to me because it effectively does not maintain it as a 7-seater. It eats up a lot of cargo space as well, so if you want to stash away a lot of luggage into the boot, you cannot do it because of this spare wheel. So we finished testing the new Q7 today, and the vehicle has left us impressed in many manners. The new Q7, in our opinion, sets a new benchmark in areas like engine performance, handling, and of course, cabin refinement. All of these things translate into a better experience for the driver as well as the passengers. At Rs 72 lakhs for the Premium Plus model, which is the base version, and 77.5 lakhs, which is the technology version and the one that we've been driving today, the new Q7 is priced competitively. If you're in the market looking for a smart, fun to drive, technologically packed SUV, this is the right choice. Also, Audi says it's a 7-seater. It is. Just that you'll have to work for a few minutes with that spare wheel in the back before you can actually seat 7.